Welcome back to Big Gold Belt Media. I am Damien G, giving you a spoiler-free review of the new Amazon Prime show, The Hazbin Hotel, scheduled to drop January 19th. The first 5 episodes is what I had the privilege to view, so my review will be, again, non-spoiler. I will give you backgrounds on the characters and let you know whether or not this show is worth your time. And I will start off by saying it damn right, this show is worth your time. This show is getting an A automatically from my book. It is everything I love about animation, animated shows from how I grew up till now as a fully fledged adult. And I have to say, this was one of the more nuanced shows I've seen for a show based on trying to rehabilitate demons from hell to get them ready to go to heaven. And every single character has a arc in these first 5 episodes that gets you a little closer to understanding the mindset to every one of these characters. And let me tell you, there's a lot of depth to be had, and pardon the pun, soul to be had with this show, when it's not just about demons in hell doing demon things. It's about demons in hell that actually have lives, that are actually trying to better themselves. For instance, the linchpin of this show, Miss Charlie Morningstar, the daughter of Lucifer herself, who is trying to do her best. She is what I would call a Disney princess who has a real evil streak. She's a great song and dance artist, I'll tell you that much, but she cares so much about the people of hell that she wants to see them do better. She's part coach, part therapist, part cheerleader, full-time business owner. And her arc is basically trying to get as many demons to go to heaven while trying to navigate her own personal life and navigate those who she cares about, as in just caring about your friends and your loved ones. And you can't really knock that, even though they're in the bowels of hell. Tropes that we've dealt with in this show, identity, basically, is one of those things where a life nuance where you're searching for your identity outside of your friend group, outside of your work, finding the true meaning of who you are, what it is to be the best version of yourself. And you get those in spades these first 5 episodes. And joining her is a cavalcade of characters that fit like a glove. Starting with her girlfriend, which is Vaggie, and I am pronouncing that right. Vaggie, her girlfriend, who is the steadying force with a little bit of a temper that tries to be the yin to her yang. Okay. And she is as balanced as possibly be to try to talk her girlfriend down a little bit, to try to set her straight and keep her in perspective when she's becoming a dreamer. But at the same time, their relationship, she's helping her girlfriend, Vaggie's being helped to become a different version, not even a 180-degree version of herself, just an improved version to be a better partner, a better teammate, and all that good stuff. And I, for one, am a big fan of that. You also have the Angel Dust, which is an adult film star that is struggling with all the things you would think an adult film star is struggling with, which is substance abuse, issues of do I do this for the money? Who am I? Things like that. And I feel as if a good chunk of the characters struggled with the who am I? What am I aspect? And if that's par for the course for this show, I'm going to love the rest of this, because I think everything with nuance should be explored. Now, I'm not saying you're going to have to put your thinking caps on the entire show, but it's definitely something that's not mindless. There are some serious topics covered here, and it's very graphic because we're in hell. Okay. So this isn't a PG show on the Cartoon Network circa 1997-98 by anything by Genndy Tartakovsky. This is visceral. This is poignant. This is in your face with a lot of things that you would think hell was responsible for. Murder, cursing, drugs, mobs. Apparently there's like a mob hierarchy in hell. There's a lot of things that are covered here beside the warm and fuzzies and the tum-tum that some of these characters are going to give you. So there is something for everybody in the show so far of these first 5 episodes. And other characters include Nifty, the Cyclops maid who has a penchant for bad boys and random acts of violence. We have Serpentis, who for me is a cross between Cobra Commander and Gru from Despicable Me. And then we have Husk, the bartender, which is voiced by the impeccable Keith David. And if you think Keith David singing a show tune was on my 2024 bingo card, you would be incorrect. That is one of the most random things I didn't think I would see in 2024 thus far, is to hearing Keith David sing a la a Disney character. And then there is my personal favorite character of the show. And there are so many reasons why I like this character, but Alistair. Alistair is the radio voice of hell. And if you know me, you know I'm a radio voiceover guy. And I loved this character. Everything about this character seems layered, which I like, seems mysterious, which I love. But you know that there's a lot more there than meets the eye, because this man, or this being, when they lose their temper, you're going to stand up and pay attention, because everything seems as if we're talking like this until they flip the switch. And this goes for pretty much the rest of the characters as well, but specifically Alistair, which I said is my favorite character on this show. When that man flips the switch, and you have to pay attention. So, trying to be as succinct as possible, I'm going to tell you the things I loved about this show. I love that every episode of the show is a fleshed out, character-driven experience. As I said in the beginning of this review, every character is taken through the paces of why are they in hell, or at least what makes them tick, what makes them think. All you psychology people out there are going to love it, like myself. Every character is fleshed out. Keith David, as I said, singing show tunes was not in my bingo card. That is a pleasant surprise. And the fact that every episode has a song and dance number. That's the Disney aspect. Everything is a High School Musical song and dance. And if you're not prepared for that, be prepared for it, because they take some topics you wouldn't think that would be made into a Broadway spectacle. But oh, was I wrong? A lot of what we're hearing and seeing in the show may be risque for some, it may be Tuesday for others, but the song and dance routine can be enjoyed by everybody, and I make no exceptions to that. This show also has a weird thing of making you feel as if hell is fun. Literally. This makes it seem that hell is a fun place to be, despite the fact that you have murder and violence and all this other stuff, destruction going on outside your door. Hell, especially in this hotel, is considered fun. And that's one of those things where I say it fits into an Adult Swim kind of motif. And one of the other things I loved most about the show is that it reminded me when I was a kid, when I was watching all these Cartoon Network show, it gives you a sense of nostalgia, if you're into nostalgia, that keeps you wanting to come back and falling for these characters. And I'm warning you, these characters are lovable, okay? Because even when I didn't think I was going to like certain characters, I like certain characters, like Serpentis, because he sounds like Cobra Commander. So automatically, I thought that was a disqualification, but I loved his character. I talked about Alistair. I am all about the radio DJ of hell, who has a sing-songy voice and can seduce you with their melodic tones. So those are some of the things I loved about this show. The one thing I can say I didn't love about the show, but I understand why I feel this way, is because you had to sacrifice something for each character to have a fleshed out episode. And that's the pacing of the season so far. We know that Ms. Morningstar wants to bring in as many people as possible to reclaim their souls and send them off to heaven, right? But that takes almost a back seat to everything else that's going on in terms of character development over these first 5 episodes. And I'll tell you, I understand why it was sacrificed, but the bits and pieces of trying to make these reclamation projects a thing with these character souls takes a small back seat. And I can say the pacing's a little slow for me. There are some great songs in this show, but that was the one thing for me that I kind of just was taken aback by. But I understand why the pacing might have been sacrificed for us to fully understand these characters. So it was a worthwhile sacrifice. And that's the only thing that's keeping this show, for me, getting a perfect score, getting an A++, because everything else was chef's kiss for me. The song and dance, the portrayals, the voice actors, everything about this show, save for that one small critique, is wonderful. and I'm going to suggest you all watch this show. Let's get to the brass tacks. Should you watch this show? The answer is yes. Rush to your TVs or whatever viewing devices you have. January 19th, Amazon Video. Go watch the Hazbin Hotel. Let me know what you think in the comments. I think this show is one of the best I've seen in a long time, and I can't wait to see the rest of the season. Let me know in the comments down below. Do you agree with my assessment? Am I off base? Does it deserve an A+, an A, or something in between? Let me know. Big Gold Belt Media, biggoldbelt.com. Find me on all your social media platforms at Damien G Show across the board, and I will catch you at the next review.